Hi guys, welcome to our update. My name is Tara.
And my name is Casi, and we are the Twins of Crypto. And each morning we come together to give you our thoughts and opinions on the crypto market. So we are back today, and the market has made a significant move, right, Tara? This is exciting.
Yep, this is what we needed to see.
I'm excited to get into the charts and see what we have today. And finally, you have something to talk about on the high time frame.
Kind of. All right, so here we are on the Bitcoin chart, and we're on the daily time frame. And so this is that major impulse push that we got yesterday. Take a look at exactly where it targeted. It hit exactly that 618 resistance level. We've had these levels on our chart for a while now, so you should have had these on your chart and been monitoring this as this pushed up. One thing that I've been mentioning to you guys is if we did break up above this 0.5 fib, it would be a really good sign that we're starting that new trend. So I do think that this is exciting. I think that we are on a new wave. And so what we're going to be watching for next is it's possible that it comes back down to that 0.5 fib at 64.6 to test it as support, because that was that breakout level here. And I also want to note that when we did come up and hit this resistance level at this 618, the RSI was much higher than last time when it did come up to hit that 618. So this is just showing that this new wave has a lot more strength than we've seen almost this entire correction. So again, that's just another sign that we are on a new wave or that new trend. So our next resistance after we do break up above 66.6K, we're looking at 67.8, and then also possibly this resistance level up here at 71,000. Once these levels are cleared, I think that we're going to be pushing up to new highs, but we do have to break up above these resistances first. So pay attention to these levels as we break up. Like I said, it's possible we come down first to test these levels. So let's have Cassie zoom us in a little bit and give you a closer look at what we're expecting short term.
Yes. Okay, so here we are on Bitcoin 1 hour, and you can see this is that large push that we had yesterday, and we are really clearing previous highs. So this is, like Tara said, looking like it is a new trend so far, and this would just be the start of that. Keep in mind this subwave 3 would need to have 5 full waves of its own. So this could potentially be our first wave building here with a wave 2 and then a wave 3 of it, 4 and then 5 up to that final high. So wave 3 needs to have 5 full waves of its own. So this could just be the start of that. So I do have our local retraces pulled here, and you can see we haven't even reached a 118 retrace yet. So this could be likely even the 236 retrace, which is that 0.5 level on your chart, Tar. So the 236 retrace aligns with a 0.5 retrace of the previous wave. So that's at 64.3 on this chart. So it is possible that we come down to test some of these supports at some point with a higher resistance, like you just mentioned, Tar. That's our 118 retrace at 68,000. So I'm expecting possibly wave 1 of this to build up till here, and then get our local supports from there. So we're kind of stuck in the middle of it now, but this clear wave here is clearly a wave 3. So that's what we can infer from that. Meaning this whole wave here isn't complete yet. So we'll need one more wave to complete it. Even if we come down to a local retrace, we'll get another top, and that will probably be our wave 1 of 3 is kind of what I'm thinking. So depending on where this ends, remember wave 1 has very little rules. It kind of sets the scale and direction of the entire next 4 waves that follow. So, and the ABC after that. So I do think it's kind of stuck, but here's our resistance, like you just said, and then we have our local support down here. So if I were to show that, I would just be pulling it up to around here, and then we'd have some kind of local resistance here. But if you want to catch the entire wave 3 coming up, you obviously wouldn't sell here. Maybe sell like de-risk and add in more if you want to try to trade all the waves. Otherwise, you should just be holding from these local 2s.
Yeah. And so maybe you can remind us what those full targets are.
Yeah. So the full target for this wave 3, which I think it's going to extend, and if it does extend, would come up to 83,650. If it doesn't extend, our normal wave 3 target would be at 74,600. So those are the 2 wave 3 targets we're looking at. So we are first looking for our wave 1 of that wave 3, because that hasn't been built yet. So
yeah,
I think this is so far looking good and strong, and I think that we should just continue to see more and more volume be built as the hours go on, I should say.
Yeah. Yep. And after this wave 1 is complete, like Cassie is saying, we're going to use the size of wave 1 to measure and track the end of this wave 3. So we will know before we get up there where the final target will be, at least for wave 3 so far.
Yeah, we'll definitely be able to get more confirmation of our subwaves of 3. That'll help give us confirmation of which fib extension it'll probably reach. So yeah.
And so do you think we're in wave 4 of that wave 1 right now? So we should expect a retrace first, do you think, and then back up to the 118?
Well, let's drop it down even further. So this could be building like a little bit of a triangle for a wave 4. So let's see. I know it's backwards. Okay. Yeah. So the 382 retrace of this, which would be that subwave 4 target, is right at that larger 236 retrace.
Yeah.
Right here. So, but you can see it is kind of forming a little bit of a triangle. When it does that, it doesn't necessarily like to come to fib target. So it is possible that we come up to 68,000 before hitting like our wave 2 of that wave 3.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It almost did look like a B though. It might just support right on the 118.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just really stuck like right between the two.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say. But the only thing I know clearly is that this was a wave 3, meaning after some kind of correction, whether it's this or this, we should be seeing another high. And then in that high, it will probably look like a local top. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. If we do come up to there, so then our target wave 2s would be down to 62,000 and 60,000 again down here. So depending on where this really breaks out for wave 1 or this last high, and if that really needs to show bearish divergence too, because if it hits here and it's still strong, you know, it would still be probably continue as that wave 3 of wave 1.
Yeah. So. Yeah, because our previous wave 3 didn't have any subwaves. It didn't retrace even past the 236 or 382. Right. So what Cassie is showing you guys is just take a look at the RSI, because it made a new high on that last push here. So that's what she means, is it's not showing a top yet. And that's why we believe it to be subwave 3. And so that's why we should expect this to have another top. And we'll take a look at the RSI at that time and see if it's showing that top or if it still is bullish. So either way, this is super exciting because we have this impulse move that is shaking up this correction. And so this is really good to see.
I'm really hoping we get some strong volume to make it really clear for us. So yeah, I think for the next few hours, that's what we're looking at.
Okay, let's get over to Ethereum then. Okay. I'm going to erase those.
Ethereum didn't do quite as much. Bitcoin definitely led that rally.
Yeah. Okay. So here we are on Ethereum on the daily time frame. And really the only thing that we have to point out here is that Ethereum came up above the price MA and it's now sitting on top of the price MA as support. So this is a good sign. Ethereum didn't really push like Bitcoin did. And I don't even think really many of the other alts did as well. Once Bitcoin is done, I think some of that volume could move into the altcoins. But for right now, we're not seeing much movement on Ethereum. Like I said in our update yesterday, we really need to get back up above this 382 support level at least, which is at 3115, and hold it as support, because that will be a good sign that this correction is finished and we're on to that new trend. So that's something that I'm going to be looking for in the mid to longer term, is really coming back up above that level and building support. And the RSI is really not giving us any signal or really any indication of what's going on either, because it's just kind of trending sideways at this point. It is stuck under that halfway level mark. So again, it needs to get back up above this level so we can start to confirm that new trend. Yeah, so hopefully some of the volume comes into these altcoins so we can start to see some movement here. But let's just have Cassie zoom in here and give you a closer look at what we're expecting.
So here we are on Ethereum 1 hour, and you can see this is our bounce from that wave 2, and it wasn't anything really too significant. I do think it's possible we come back down to that 618 support. Did you say that was at 29, like 29.9, 3,000? Huh?
No.
Okay, well, I do think it's possible we come back down to these supports here, which is a really significant level. As we start to head down, that would be our next support there. Yeah, there really isn't much to be said on Ethereum. I wish it definitely came up more than it did. The last push definitely was pretty strong in momentum, so I'm hoping it's just a bounce of support.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe we can get the retraces, see if that lines up with that main 618. It looks like it's already completed a full ABC. Okay, so it's at the 236, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Maybe if we zoom into the 15-minute, because it looks like a full ABC for that correction.
It's possible. We can get the measurement.
Yeah, let's do that.
Almost.
Okay. Yep, almost. So that 382.
I feel like Ethereum usually does this.
And also that 382 lines up with that 618, like you're saying, which 382 is the typical target for this retrace, but who knows if we're going to make it into these like perfect retraces on this impulse, you know? We really don't know yet. Because
we are seeing a lot of alignment here though. 382 retrace, the subwave, and the larger 618. So
so around 2970 or so.
Yeah, 2974.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
so I think the target retrace here.
And so remember, Cass, a lot of times Ethereum is a little bit more clear than Bitcoin. So like we were just zoomed in on Bitcoin, I'm wondering if it is on wave C, because it did look like a triangle, but it also looked like a perfect B top on Bitcoin. So I'm wondering if it's just going to be cut short and we're just going to have a little C wave on Bitcoin and then move on again. So
potentially.
Yeah. All right, let's get over to XRP then. Okay, so here we are on XRP and we're on the daily time frame. And XRP, like I mentioned yesterday, has come right back up to that 382 resistance level at 515. It's currently sitting there right now. It's kind of hard to see, but we did break up above the MA and now it's come back down on top of the MA as support. And so it's supporting right above that 382 and the MA. So this is a really good sign for XRP that we are starting to move on to that next wave. There really isn't anything else to go off of on this higher time frame. Do pay attention to the halfway mark on the RSI because we do need to flip back above that in order for us to get that strength that we need to really break out of this triangle. And so we are looking at the next resistance at the bottom of the triangle and then the top of the triangle as well. And again, we keep mentioning this, but these are very significant for us to understand when we're going to get that breakout. So that's what we're going to be looking for next on XRP, at least midterm on XRP. All right, so let's just have Cassie zoom in here to see if she can get any further indication of what's going on.
Yeah. Let me see what I got here.
Hopefully something.
Okay, so here we are on the XRP 1 hour chart. You can see that we did have a nice bounce off that 382 retrace, and we did hit a local resistance. This is the 6.5 retrace on XRP right below that 618 retrace of the apex of the triangle. It did perfectly hit that as resistance, but I don't think it's done here. So here you can see that it's supporting right at the 236 for now. That's at 0.516. And then we have that next lower support at 0.512. So this is really zoomed in here. This is assuming that it can hold these local retraces and that will continue up to test those up there. But for now, it did kind of perfectly resist that area. So I do think it's going to come down to one of these supports. So what you're going to want to do is definitely get zoomed in, watch the RSI if you're looking for that. So this is the trend line on the 15 minutes. So it's really messed up here, but we don't have any really clear indication on the RSI right now of a short-term move. So
is your 236 at 515?
0.516, so close.
Okay, so I do think it could hopefully it supports there, because on the higher time frame that's that main 382. And what is the price of your 6.5?
The 6.5 0.522.
Okay, hopefully we can break back above that, because that's what we need right now, is to flip that to support instead of resistance.
Right.
Yep.
So for now, we have our new local retraces pulled, and then we still have that larger 382 that initially was support on. So these are going to be our support levels here, and then still our same resistance levels. So we're just kind of watching that for now. But yeah, like I said, I do think it's going to just continue to hit our local retraces and then test, and then, you know, until we really get our break. So I think we're just going to continue to build up that way. You can see that we do have like a strong base on the RSI building. So I'm hoping that this next touch of support doesn't break that, and that it continues to keep this bullish momentum that it's built. So yeah, I think that's it for XRP. Thank you guys so much for watching today's update, and we will be back tomorrow with another one.